This is Jacqueline with Nickel and Dime Decor. And I have been sick the whole week of Thanksgiving and missed my Thanksgiving with my family. And it's been a long week, but I wanted to halfway get dressed and get ready and try to do a video for you. If I start coughing, we'll cut this short real quick. I have bronchitis. So, but I have a little friend that her favorite colors are pink and kind of a sagey green. And do you remember back when I did a video and I asked you, what can I do with all of these yo-yos? Well, that's what I've been kind of trying to think and do. I'm going to make a pillow and make flowers and put stems. And then I'm coloring with permanent ink on a piece of fabric that I found that you can just color the whole piece of fabric. It's just the cutest thing. And I'm going to make a pillow out of that. And my border around it is going to be the yo-yos. I saw that. You know, if it wasn't for Pinterest, I mean, I can't, honestly, I don't have a creative mind that way to dream up things. Sometimes I can, but most of the time I look for things, you know, to do. So anyway, this is my plan and the beginning of her little gift that she's going to get for Christmas. This is a canvas board that I got at Hobby Lobby, and there was a package of 5, and they were, well, it came out to about $1.50 a piece. So, a good investment. Well, I put them on with a glue stick, a fabric glue stick. But I'm going to put the camera down in just a minute. I'm going to put buttons on each center piece, but I'm going to do that with my glue gun, because I think with the buttons being shiny and it's so smooth that I don't think a glue stick will hold it that good. So I'm going to use a glue gun. So we'll start doing them, and then I'll turn it off and I'll finish it, because you don't need to watch me glue all 20. There's 7 and 4 rows, so I used up 28, and I made 3 of them. I made a red and a black, and then I made another. And I might have, I think I already made a video on these, on making just this board, but it's too plain, and I wanted to up it a notch. You know, you need to make it look more professional. So I found, I'm going to put the camera down. You know me and my estate sales. I found a bag of buttons that is just a treasure. They are very, very old. And 1945 is when I was born. That's a long time ago. There are some buttons here that came off of a Navy peacoat. And it's dated. They had little tags. And he served during 1942 to 1945. And I love history. And I love celebrating history and remembering things like that, people. So let me put this down and let me show you what I'm talking about. these are the little white ones. These are all mother of pearl. You don't find mother of pearl buttons hardly anymore at all. But this is what I'm going to put on. And I'm not going to worry about size. They're all a little bit different. I'm just going to put them on. Some of them are really, really tiny. But here's all of my little mother of pearl. Well, I say they're all. This one's not. But I bought a book at an estate sale one time on buttons, the history of buttons. And I've been fascinated with buttons ever since. Buttons were not originally for the purpose of fastening something together. I know that might sound real odd to you, but buttons were first used strictly as decoration. And that's why they were made out of wood. They were made out of, what is that real shiny shell? It's sea abalone. And the Indians even made buttons. But they were just for decorative purposes. And over in the Afghanistan and areas like that, there's early pictures of the women's attire, and they were beautiful, beautiful, and embellished with buttons that they all made. They couldn't run to Walmart and buy buttons. They made them. So this sack came like this, with a zipper and everything, very nice bag. And all of these buttons are, like I say, very, very, very old. I just dumped some of them out, the ones that I really wanted you to see. This is, if you can imagine, this is off of a wedding dress. It's not something we would think that would go on a wedding dress, but I wished you could see the detail of that button. That's a little flower with 5 leaves, and I don't have a clue what these are made out of. It's like they're clay. And there's about 16 of them, and this little tag that's about to fall apart says, Grandmother Clark's wedding dress. Now, I wonder how old Grandma was when this was, but just a fascinating find, I think. And then there's another tag in here that says Roy's 1942 to 45 Navy pea jacket. And I assume that to be these. There's 4 of them. So that was off of his jacket. And then there's another tag in here that says, Old Buttons Celluloid. Now, that was another thing. They were, and then this one has Isabel Clark. So this lady's name was Isabel Clark. But to me, you know, somebody saved those all these years. So I'm going to save them. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to them when I pass away. I hope my son will give them to somebody that will cherish them. Now, look at this. This is abalone. I don't know if you can see the beautiful sparkle. And it's a square, it's a bar. And then it's got a little where you can sew that right there. It's such a unique, different kind of little button. And this was a tag they saved. And some of the buttons are probably over here in the stack, but this is how they came on this little card. There probably was 4 of them. There's an oldie. This, you remember when frogs were popular on coats and things like that? Oh, that's what this reminds me of. You would sew right through here with those holes. And then this would be attached to something, the other side. Now, I know our younger generation would think that this is not very interesting, but it really is. Look at this little button. It's very pretty, very pretty. So tiny. That's, to me, what I would have put on a wedding dress. Very, very pretty. This probably was on a coat. See, that's metal. Just anything that they could make a button out of. They didn't, buttons have not been made out of plastic until I think it was the 60s that they started using plastic. But up until then, they were quite elaborate. Okay, well, that's all on the buttons. I wished I could have found that book because I really would have given you a good history lesson. If I gave a report at that sewing group and they were just fascinated. And I wanted you to look at this bag of buttons that I got. These are all covered. Somebody went to the trouble to cover every one of these with fabric. Is that not amazing? There's just quite a few different colors. There's kind of a mauve. But that's basic. There's some that are not covered, but basically that's what's in here is covered buttons, which you don't see ever anywhere. This is junk to some people, but it's treasures to me. I enjoy. Okay. I'm so sorry for my coughing. Let me get some water. I'm going to start gluing these on, these buttons. And I'll come back. And in my plan, I have it over here. You can't see it, but I have cut out a whole bunch of strips of fabric. About 5 inches to 4 inches. Different lengths. And I'm going to make a bow. We're going to put it right here, and I have this precious charm. that we're going to put on the bow. Okay, I'm going to start hot gluing these on. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got all of the little buttons on, and I don't laugh at my bow. I cannot make a bow. But I just folded some little pieces of fabric, pinch the ends together and then cut it. And then and I had this little flower thing, and I just put a button on the middle of it and put it there. And now I'm gonna put this little fabric through my angel here. Somehow, some way. Little tedious things like this drive me crazy. My nails are too long for stuff like this. You know, a DIY person, I'm really not. Not too much. I get all, okay. I should have put that on before. Oh, I can put it up under here, under the flower, I think. No, how am I going to attach this, y'all? Now I have to hot glue this down some more. All right, guys, what you think? I think the buttons, and she's the type of person that the old yo-yos, the old buttons, and just the homemadeness of it, I think she'll be quite pleased with it. So that's my first yo-yo project. I hope you like it. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and with your family. And I just one little remark about the button situation. Did you know that the buttonhole was invented years and years after? Buttons were in style for years and years and years until somebody came up with the idea to make a buttonhole. Isn't that amazing? You would have thought they were simultaneous, but that's not what happened. So anyway, you've had a history lesson, and you've had a pretty little yo-yo board made. Now this doesn't have a hanger on it, but I had it on, I set it on the mantle just to see what it would look like up against a little rocking chair that I had up there, and it was real cute. So if you have yo-yos, that's a project for you, okay? Blessings to you until next time. Bye.